As the IRS faces growing allegations that the agency is being used to silence the administration's political opposition, one candidate who believes she was a target says she's not any closer to getting answers about what happened to her 4 years ago. Congressional investigators in both the House and Senate are demanding answers about whether 2010 Senate candidate Christine O'Donnell's personal tax information was illegally obtained and manipulated in order to derail her Senate bid. She joins us now to discuss the latest on her case and the wider conversation about how the IRS is now operating. Christine, welcome.
Thank you for having me back. This is a very important topic. I appreciate you giving it attention.
Well, you've been looking for answers for 4 years. We know that both in the House and Senate there are congressional investigators doing the same. But the way that I understand the law is that you may not ever actually be briefed on what happened with your tax records. Something was flagged, a lien that didn't exist was later explained by the IRS as a computer glitch. How frustrating is it to find that you may never find out exactly what happened?
Well, I'm hoping that there's enough public outrage that this can change, that we can demand answers, because I'm not the only person. What I did find out is that there have been at least 8 other candidates and donors who have had their tax records inappropriately accessed. Now, what I was told by a federal investigator is that on the day I announced my records were accessed, and coincidentally, that's when the IRS made a computer error that posted an erroneous tax lien that just went all over the media. There's a lot of suspicious circumstances, but right now there are 3 active investigations from very powerful bodies. You've got the Treasury Inspector General, the House Ways and Means Committee, and the Senate Judiciary Committee, bipartisan support. So that shows you that there's something very serious going on, but they're misusing the Rule 6103, which is supposed to protect the privacy of taxpayers, like our records, but they're using it to protect the perpetrators and say that they can't disclose this information. And my response to that is, this is criminal activity. How is this abuse of power and abuse of access by government officials ever going to stop if there aren't consequences, if there isn't real accountability other than, you know, the symbolic slap on the wrist of firing a few people? You know, where's the Justice Department demanding prosecution? Where's the jail time? Well, you know, this is criminal.
Yeah, and to that point, the Treasury Inspector General, after Senator Grassley, Republican, pressed for an investigation related to the fallout from your case. At that point, the Treasury IG found 4 cases since 2006, and I don't know if the number's grown since then, where either donors or political candidates, there was something that happened with their information. The Justice Department declined to prosecute in those cases. What do you make of that? Because you mentioned now we have a lot of investigation going on the Capitol Hill. There are growing calls for a special prosecutor. There are questions about one of the key attorneys who's been appointed to look into IRS targeting. The Attorney General Eric Holder says that he has confidence in her, even though there are reports that there won't be any criminal cases or filings in those cases either. Do you have confidence that there is enough spotlight on Capitol Hill to get some answers here?
I think that the reason why Eric Holder was able to get away with not doing anything last year is because there wasn't enough focus on what's going on. If people continue to demand answers, then I believe that he will be pushed against the wall. Because as I was told by one of the federal investigators, I either have really bad luck with the timing of all these computer glitches happening on the day that I happen to announce my U.S. Senate campaign, or it is a very coordinated effort involving a lot of people with a lot of power in high places. Now, the fact that they're uncovering that it happened to so many people suggests the latter. So these powerful people are going to do whatever they can to make sure this doesn't get out. But the more everyday Americans press, the more there's bipartisan support, which my situation is getting right now, and again, I'm very grateful for that bipartisan support. The more we demand answers, the more there will be forced accountability, and the Justice Department will have to do something, and maybe even take it to further levels.
All right, Christine O'Donnell, we have to wrap up a little bit early. A bit of breaking news. Thank you very much for your time, and keep us updated.
Thank you.